Significant damage here at the FedEx distribution center. We're seeing that behind us. It is a large facility, but a majority of the middle portion of it has been destroyed. Snow has really blanketed the area here in Muskegon and Ottawa counties, and this is what we're seeing throughout a lot of the area, this thick layer of snow and ice on a lot of branches. Michigan State Police say that 13-year-old boy was killed in that hit and run, and 2 others were injured. They were believed to have been walking on Wise Road here in Eureka Township. We're taking a look at the damage this morning here in Pavilion Township, just east of Portage, and this damage is expansive throughout this area. Take a look at some of this behind me. This right here is steps from one of the homes nearby. Decided that I would try out for the U.S. women's national team just in case they needed another player. So we're going to try and get the ball into the net here. We'll see if I can do better than I did the last hour. Ready?
Lauren.
Here we go. This is what most of the trees here in Kalamazoo look like. There's about an inch of ice accumulation surrounding the area, which is causing a lot of those trees to come down. Fire crews tell me they have a reason to believe that someone was living in one of these storage units here at Self-Storage Muskegon, and they believe that is how the fire started. It was quite a sight here in Holland this morning. As you can see there, the James DeYoung power plant has been demolished. It is starting in just about an hour. Lots of good stuff here. As you can see, we're in the furniture section. We're just south here of downtown Kalamazoo, and we're seeing a lot of downed trees, downed power lines as well, and that's probably what's causing all of the power outages throughout the area. Take a look here behind me. We have this tree branch blocking most of this roadway, the entire roadway here. They had to put up caution tape to prevent people from driving through, but as you can see, when that tree branch came down, it actually crushed that garbage can, so that's a visual for you this morning. But if you're looking close at the tree here, you can see that the branches are thickly covered with ice, and we're seeing a lot of that throughout Kalamazoo. A lot of the trees are covered with heavy ice accumulation. And then in addition to that, we have the downed lines, which came down when that tree fell as well, and that's covering most of this area. It comes right across here, down from this pole across. So we're seeing a lot of that. If you are headed out this morning, make sure you're staying alert. We've seen actually a car come up, almost hit this caution tape, probably because they weren't paying attention this morning. So it's important that you are staying alert. Some of the areas aren't blocked like this, and they're just partially blocking the roadway, so that could impact your drive to work or wherever you're headed this morning. So it's important to make sure you're staying alert. Make sure you leave with extra time this morning. The roads down here in Kalamazoo really aren't that bad. We're not seeing those slick roads like we were seeing up in Grand Rapids on our way down here, but still a reminder for all drivers this morning, just be careful, take it slow, and be alert. For now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Lauren Kummer, Fox 17 News. The CDC says in 91% of cases, someone known and trusted by the child or child's family caused the abuse. That's what happened to one West Michigan woman abused by her father and other men over a 12-year span. We do want to warn you, some of the details could be triggering.
My grooming started at 3 by my dad.
Define normal.
It went from grooming pretty soon after to sexual abuse by the men in his group.
How does one know what it is if they don't know what it isn't?
I didn't know. I thought it was normal.
Childhood sexual abuse was Vicksburg native Rita O'Brien's normal from ages 3 to 15. She says it eventually led to trafficking.
He would have me go to parks and he'd want me to play with little kids, and then he'd go talk to the parents like he was recruiting.
The abuse caused her to have anxiety, ADHD, an eating disorder, and self-harming behaviors, not realizing until several decades later what had happened to her.
It was kind of a tough time.
The Kent County Sheriff's Office says more awareness leads to an increase of reports. That's exactly what they're seeing so far this year.
They're reporting it to law enforcement, which is important. And that's how we're able to kind of move through and start to resolve some of these cases.
In the first quarter of this year, the Kent County Sheriff's Human Trafficking Task Force has identified 24 victims or potential victims. 54% of those cases have been identified as juveniles.
Those cases have increased almost 20% over the last several years.
Not all of the cases are local. The sheriff says many cross jurisdictional lines, in part using technology.
Often that's the first contact with a child is something electronically.
That's where parents being vigilant is crucial.
As I talk to parents and what do we do about this and how do we keep our kids safe, that technology piece is the part they often feel less confident about. But I can't emphasize enough the gravity of making sure that you're paying attention.
The sheriff's office is at it 24/7, 365 through their human trafficking task force, a federal task force, and their child anti-exploitation program, or CAP. They've been able to identify and prosecute cases, especially on the dark web, a private communication structure that parallels the web we use every day. It's been made possible through specialized technology and training.
We put more resources towards it because of the increase, but also because of the gravity of the impact of that crime. When somebody is victimized at a young age, it has long-lasting effects.
That's why the sheriff is encouraging people to speak up if they notice something unusual.
It sounds like the easiest thing, and we talk about this in context with almost every crime that happens, but there are almost 700,000 people in Kent County, and they can all be a resource to report that a child isn't acting right, doesn't look right.
Like Rita O'Brien, who never got that help until later in life.
Like a kid doesn't know they can get help.
She's become a voice for the voiceless.
You survive what you survive because you don't know there's a way out.
Making sure if this is happening to you, that you know how to define normal.
I think that the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I don't want anybody else to go through it.
Rita has also been an advocate for nearly a decade now, working with several area organizations combating human trafficking and child exploitation. She's currently working to take her test to become a fully licensed social worker to help other victims. If you or someone you know has been affected by sexual abuse, help is available 24/7 through the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. Reporting live in studio, I'm Lauren Kummer, Fox 17 News. You don't usually hear of kids learning the fundamentals of engineering in school, but One West Michigan Daycare is preparing the next generation of little engineers. Children as young as 3 are learning through hands-on engineering activities and toolkits to problem solve, get creative, and build relationships, all skills they'll eventually use day-to-day as grown-ups.
Yeah, actually, preschoolers, if you want to go grab your kits right now, we immediately start with investigating the toolkits. So we separate each piece individually.
Screw by screw.
Here, I'll help you. There we go.
With some serious swings.
So, oh, Scotty, nice job.
And a twist or two.
Twist, 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 twist. And it's supposed to stay.
Little engineers at the Learning Experience Beltline are tightening up their skills week by week with the help of their teacher, Miss Isabel.
It is something that we do for a long period of time to kind of inflict some of those skills more thoroughly.
By the final week,
we used all of our materials and we took our knowledge that we learned and we designed it. And we made it our own and we used creativity. And that's how we did it.
This is just one of several curriculums introduced to kids from infants all the way to age 5. Each program tailored to the specific age groups.
It helps teach children different types of skills between, the natural curiosity as well as involving science and math subjects, problem-solving skills, as well as social and emotional development.
The STEM-based learning allows kids to learn independently and also as a group. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says science, technology, engineering, and math jobs are on the rise. By 2032, there will be nearly 11% more jobs in STEM fields than 10 years before. Kennedy Savageau, the assistant director of the center, says the programs enhance the way kids think, introducing them to types of jobs they could have as adults.
They focus on it for about 30-ish minutes a day. It fits into their daily routine, into kind of their small group and large group spots.
These experiences aiming to let kids learn through exploring.
Oh, we're missing a wrench here.
And doing.
And we're going to screw it on the inside.
so that they'll be better positioned as adults to have the tools they need to get the jobs they want.
It was something that just kind of felt different than other centers, kind of something that was different with our curriculum.
Thank you, everyone.
If you're interested in signing your kid up to attend the learning experience, we have a link in this story up on our website. The curriculum focuses on the 6 ages and stages of early childhood development, including infants, toddlers, twaddlers, preppers, preschoolers, and kindergartners. Their next section is focusing on sports. Reporting in studio, I'm Lauren Kummer, Fox 17 News. Good morning to U.S. Michigan. I'm Lauren Kummer. To recap, if you are just tuning in with us now, a man is believed to be inside a home with a firearm. We have been grilling out here all morning. We're taking a little break because we had too many dogs that were ready.
we were cooking too much at once.
Yeah. Attorney Keith Davidson was back on the stand. He represented both Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal. Police now say they have a suspect in custody after ordering a shelter in place. Gary, knowing we're going to be one of the harder hit areas here in Kent County, how has your team been preparing to tackle those roads so that drivers can head out this morning safely? Here are some of the guidelines that you should keep in mind to know when it's safe. If the ice is 2 inches or less, you should stay off. It's like a little treat as she's coming home from school. She knows if I give the man a hug, he will give me pretzels. How is artificial intelligence technology helping, shape this future of public safety? Obviously, that's become a big topic these days as well. And we're going to make it together.
Yes.
I'm so excited. So I've actually never made poutine before.
Oh my goodness.